Hello students, good morning. In last class we have done that is the fertilizer and manure difference and about the replacement of the nutrients in the soil, then how we can complete the nutrients in our soil. There is a different method to giving manure and fertilizer, and in their topic we have done the difference between the fertilizer and manure. This I have given for your homework, that learn this difference between fertilizer and manure. What are the differences? So fertilizer is our human, I told you fertilizer is our human made, and manure is our natural organic substance that is prepared by the dead and decay waste plant and residue. And this one is prepared by the human made in factories, and they do not add any humus to the soil, and it provide a low source humus to the soil. They are the rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. They contain less amount of the essential plant nutrients, because this one is the natural and this one is the human made. These are the costly. It is not expensive, but because it can prepare at our home also. That they're having the examples of fertilizer: urea, potash, nitrogen, like this. And here this example, Sunhep and the Sesbania. This one we can prepare at our home by storage the waste residue of animals and plants. Now in next topic we will start the irrigation. These are our step of the agriculture activity. Now our next activity, irrigation. After the preparing soil, then we will check their amount of the water, that is how much amount of water requirement for the soil. Now we will do irrigation. Water is one of the most vital substances that support life. Plant contain nearly 90% water. Still they need water for their survive because they are following nature. Plant contain already 90% water, but still they also need of the water. Now there is a following regions. Water is important for growth, proper growth and development of flowers, fruits and seeds of plant. Water is absorbed by the roots. Along with water, mineral fertilizer also absorbed, because they also we are taking in the soluble form. Now next, water is the essential for germination of the seed. Germination means grow of the seeds. Water is essential. Without water then we can't grow any seeds. Water is essential for carrying out the process of the photosynthesis to make food. This also important for the photosynthesis process. Water is a very important essential part of photosynthesis process. Without water then this process can't complete. And this is also helpful for our also, that human beings, living organisms also, because during this photosynthesis process plants absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen, and that oxygen we are intaking. All living organisms intaking oxygen. That's why photosynthesis process is not only for plant but also other living organisms is very important. Water dissolves nutrients which are transported to each part of the plant. Water dissolves nutrients from the soil, and this one is the transport to each part, and this transport inside the plant, this one is by the xylem part, xylem tissue, that used to supply the water inside the plant. Water also protect the crop from both frost and hot air current. Also protect crop from both frost and hot air. This also, that is the air is blowing here and there hot, then water also protect from them. Therefore, supply of the water to the crop at the regular intervals is essential for crop production. Rainfall is one main source of the water for crops. Yes, without rainfall then plant can't grow. If we are giving regular water to the plant, then also properly plants are not grow without the rainfall. Since we can't depend upon the rainfall, so it is essential that farmers should have other way of the supplying water to the crop field, because rainfall is not regular, not a monsoon is not a regular in our India. So this is essential for the farmer need water from outside also to growth of a crop. The supply of water to crop plants at a regular interval through sources other than the rain is irrigation. What is irrigation here? Irrigation is the process of giving water to the crop plant at a regular interval. Now, this also learn this topic. The time and frequency of irrigation depend on the following three factors. This one is a depend upon three factors. One is the nature of the crop plant, second is the nature of the soil, and third is the region when the crop grow. These are the nature of the crop plant, which type, that means which type of the crop we are growing, that is a depend upon the crop, that what is the amount of the water we will give to them. Second is the nature of the soil, then which type of a soil we are using there for the growth of the plant. Then some soil absorb more water, some soil not absorb more water. That's why there is a depend on the nature of soil also. Region when the crop grow, season when we are cropping there, then there is a depend upon season also. If there is a monsoon season, then there is a no need of more water, but there is a summer season, then so much hot, then there is a need so much water for the growth of crop. So that is a depend upon season also. Let us study the above factor in the detail here. Crop based irrigation. Some crop plant regular more water and while the other need less water. That is a depend upon crop also. For example, rice crop requires standing water and continuous water supply, whereas some crops like wheat and cotton require less water. That is a different crop depend upon different amount of the water. Soil based irrigation. Irrigation also depend upon the nature of the soil in which crop is grown. Sandy soil needs frequent irrigation due to the poor water retaining means to keep capacity. Means sandy water has the poor capacity to keep the water in that place. Now clay soil need less frequent irrigation due to its good water retaining capacity, because clay soil can keep there is the water for more time. That's why there is a less amount of the water, but the sandy soil can't retain water for more time. That's why there is a frequent irrigation need. Next, season based irrigation. In summers the frequency of irrigation is higher because there is so much hot, then soil will absorb more water. That's why it is due to increased rate of the evaporation of the water from the soil and leaves. Next, our source of irrigation. What are the source of irrigation? There is a different source, as you know, there at their crop, that which type of the sources we are using for their irrigation to giving water. The source of irrigation are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams, tank and canals. Traditional method of irrigation. There is a traditional method means old method. This now we are using, there is a tube wells now, but in ancient time which type of the method of the irrigation we used, and the water available in wells, lakes, canal is lifted up by the different method for irrigating the field in the different regions of our country. Cattle of human labor is used in these methods, so these methods are cheaper but less efficient. The various traditional ways are mode, pulley system, chain pump, dhikli, rahat. These days pump are commonly used for lifting water, that means you can say tubes. Diesel, electricity and solar energy utilized in these pumps. Now we are using solar light also, that is the solar energy. This one is the not so much costly, we can easily use, because for every area sun is distributed in equal amount. That's why we can set up this one solar energy plant easily. Now there is a next MCQ question given. There, try to do yourself. If there will be problem, then I will tell you tomorrow. This is your homework. Do yourself these MCQ question. Now next question, next topic I am telling you, modern method of the irrigation. Now different method we can use there for irrigation. One is a drip system, second is the sprinkling system. Drip system, that drip system is drop by drop giving water to the roots. That is the more water can't waste by this system. In this system, holes in a pipe allow water to fall drop by drop just at a position of the root. We will separate the pipe in the complete field. Then one drop will be there. Then by the drop by drop, then water will go to the plants. Water is not wasted at all. There is an advantage of this one. Water will not wasted. This system also save water loss due to evaporation. It is a boon in regions where less water is available. Now next, sprinkling system. In the sprinkling system, water is sprayed on the plant using the sprinklings. The perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on the top are called sprinkling. There is a one pipe that is standing in our field perpendicular to the field. Then there will be nozzle. That nozzle will be rotating in the surrounding. That is known as the sprinklings. These sprinklings are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals. Pipe are fitted in this. Then from the pipe water is supplied. System for lifting water. When a pump is switched on, water is lifted and allowed to flow the main pipes under the pressure. Through rotating nozzles, it gets sparkled on the crop as if it is raining. Sparkles is very useful for the sandy and the uneven land where the sufficient water is not available. There is an advantage. If there is a less water is available, then we can use this method. In picture also that is shown that there is a setup of this type of the water plant. Now next, during irrigation, it is necessary to ensure the proper availability of water with adequate drainage in the irrigated field. Excessive irrigation cause water loading. Due to the overloading, the air in the soil get replaced with the water, which reduce the supply of air to the root of the plant. This is the adverse effect of the growth of the plant. Now next will come our crop protection. Next step, that after giving water to the plant, next how we can protect our crop. By this protection method can be natural, can be chemical method, and there we can using by the fertilizer, like there with the different type of the insecticides we can use for the protect of the plant, and there is a spray also we can use. Now next, protection from the weeds. How we can protect the unwanted plants which grow along the cultivated crop in a field are called weeds. What is weeds? That is the unwanted plant. We are not growing with the crop, but they grow due to the get some nutrients by the field. They grow. That is called weeds. Now some common weeds found in India. That is the chulai. We can say amarthus. Second is the convolvulus, churi, khuri. That is the cynopodia. That is a bathwai. We can say in local language. Cypresses, we can say in Hindi moth, and the Acharya-tharmus, that is the letjira. Weeds harm crops in a following ways. That also because there is a unwanted plant, they will harmful for our crop. The growth of weed in a crop field is harmful because they consume a great amount of the nutrients. If they also grow with the our crop, then they also consume some nutrients. That is the for the crop nutrients will be less. So they consume a great amount of nutrients, water, sunlight, and the space where which is for crop plant. Next, the weeds harbor pests, harmful insects that destroy crops. Crops pests spread various crop diseases. Next, some weeds produce toxic substances that may be poisonous for animals and human beings also. They also, that is a toxic substance mean that is the full of poison, that is not good for our health. They also releasing. Hence, it is essential for the farmer to remove the weeds to protect the crop plant. The best way for removal of the weeds is before they produce flower and seeds. Yes, best of method to remove this one we can use before the flower and seeds. Then the process of the removing weeds from the crop field is called weeding. Now first there is a different method given to remove this weeding. Then the first is the mechanical method. Weeds may be pulled out with the hand and through the plowing. By using the machine, then we can remove it, and with the help of hand also we can remove it. They can also be removed by using the tractor driven seed drill harrow. The weeds that appear during the growth of crop plants are removed manually by using a trowel, that we can say khurpi. This also remove by using khurpi. Now next, our chemical method. This chemical method, weed killing chemicals called weedicide are sprayed on the weeds in the field to destroy and kill them. By chemical method, by spraying some insecticides, weedicide, then we can remove it. Some common weedicide are 2,4-D. We can say that 2,4-dichloroperoxyacetic acid, MCPA. These are the name of the weedicide. 2-methyl-4-chloro-1-penoxypyr acidic name. This one is a chemical name. Then butachlora, talafone, metachor, and the cizizine. These are the name of the weedicide. By these we can remove weeds. Now weedicide do not damage the main crop. Spray of the weedicide may affect the health of the farmer, so they should use this weedicide very carefully. Yes, because all chemicals are not harmful for our health, so we should use properly, and we should wash that plants product of the plant properly, then we should eat. They should cover their nose and mouth with a piece of the cloth during the spray of the weedicide with the sprayer. The grain should be washed thoroughly before consumption, because weedicide are poisonous. Yes, of course they are poisonous because they are that of the plants. Biological method, insect and some other organisms that consume specifically destroy the weed of the introduced in crop field. This is called biological control of the weeds. The best Indian example of biological control is weeding of the prickly pears cactus Opnantia by using the cochineal insect. Protection from pests and disease. Pests are the organisms that attack and damage crops. What are the pests? Pests are the organisms that attack and damage crops. They may rodents, insects, and many more. And this pest can be controlled by the pesticides. Oh yes, pesticides also we are using at in our field for controlling that pests. Pesticide kill the pest and their eggs without damaging the crop, and this including rodenticides and the insecticides. They must be sprayed manually by the hand-operated machines and low-flying aircraft if fields are large. By using the machine, we can spray at our field. So common insecticide are BHC, Metathion, and Distuon. Next, our plant also damaged by the disease caused by the certain pathogens like bacteria, fungi, and virus. These diseases spread from one plant to another through air, soil, and insects. Some these spreading of the disease because so drastic that a huge vegetation completely gets damaged. Some plants are rust and smust of the wheat and the blight of the potato. These are and the wilt disease. These are the different type of the disease that are the acting in our plant. To protect the crop plant from the pathogen and pesticide, for example, bacterial yeast and fungicide and the larvicide are used. The modern day agriculture practices are huge amount of the pesticide which are the very dangerous for humans and the other animals. These pesticides usually get mixed with the soil particle, get dissolved in soil water and absorbed by the plant. When we consume the fruits, leaves and seeds etc. of these plants, the pesticide enter our body and cause disease. So we should careful about these pesticide, insectivirus and weedicides, because these are we are spraying at our field, but these are not good for the health. They are the harmful for our health. Next step will be harvesting, that after growing of the plant and protection. Now when we will harvest our crop, that will be next method. This method we will do tomorrow. Up to your homework, that up to this topic you have to read and complete MCQ questions. Okay, thank you.